Hey everyone, I'm David, one of the beauty directors here at Sephora, and I'm joined by my stunning model today, Tyler. How are you?
Good, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you're here with me today. As you can see, Tyler is fully glammed up, and that's exactly what our video is about today, showing you all how to recreate this beautiful, gorgeous, full glam face. Really simple, really easy. A lot of tips and tricks I'm gonna show you. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we are starting with Tyler totally barefaced. Now I have a question for you, Tyler. How glam do you want to go today?
As glam as possible.
Okay, good, because I was gonna go there anyway. It doesn't matter. We are definitely gonna have fun and we're definitely gonna get glam. So the first thing we wanna do is approach complexion. And we wanna think about this in terms of really glam, but also Tyler has great skin, so I don't want to just cover it up. So we're going to start by using NARS, and this is the light reflecting foundation, and this is going to give great coverage, great reflectivity, great radiance to his skin, but also really set up the stage for this glam look. So let's jump in first with this one. So I'm going to be using the shade Santa Fe. And like I normally do with any complexion, I start in the center, lightly applying and blending it out. I am using the Sephora Collection Pro Brush number 47. I'm sure you've all seen me use this many times. It is probably my favorite foundation brush. I love the shape of this brush because it gives you precision as well as blending all at the same time. So it's kind of a 2-in-1, and it's great at achieving quick, easy coverage that blends right out. Now, obviously Tyler has wonderful skin, and we definitely don't want to cover any of the gorgeous freckles. So we're just looking for little perfections here and there. Sometimes you can get redness around the nose, on the chin. These are the common areas where a little light foundation, a little bit of coverage really goes a long way. This foundation looks so amazing on you. Seriously, looks so good. And it feels really light, right? Mm-hmm. It's like nothing. It's almost like skincare.
Kind of feels like sunscreen.
Yeah, exactly. Really, really lightweight. Adds a lot of hydration to your skin, which is really good. And then it's also got those light reflecting capabilities. So it's really bringing forward Tyler's best features without even needing any type of highlighter. That's all like just incorporated within this foundation. NARS is really excellent when it comes to their foundation and complexion products. Always a trustworthy brand for me. But I'm feeling really good about the complexion here. I feel like we've definitely perfected Tyler's skin, and anything else that we need, we're gonna utilize a concealer to really polish those areas, but I don't need any more coverage on Tyler. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into our concealer, and this is great for any extra coverage you might need, or if you just wanna brighten any particular areas like the under eye. So I'm gonna be jumping in with the Lancome. This is the Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm gonna be using the shade 260. Now, the way I like to do concealer is not use a lot of it. So you'll see I actually apply it with a brush. I'm gonna be using the Sephora Pro 71 brush. It's very similar in shape to the foundation brush. And I'm just going to start under the eye, in the inner corner here. This tends to need brightness. It's a great area to start when you wanna brighten up the inner portion of the face, especially the under eye. And I'm just tapping this through. Again, because there's not a lot of need here for covering anything on Tyler, what we're using is mostly to highlight these areas. So I don't need a lot of the product, otherwise it's gonna start to get cakey and just look really heavy. I'm just blending it through. It's a great concealer that has a lot of buildability. I also like to take a little bit of concealer on the inner portion of the nose here. This area tends to get a little red, tends to rub off throughout the day because we touch our nose a lot. So a concealer, just by nature, has a little bit more grip to it. So it maintains that perfect coverage and complexion throughout the day. Just getting a little on the chin. overall, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like we've got a nice brightening effect under the eye. What I will also do here, because this is a long wear concealer, I sometimes like to use those types of concealers as a primer for the eye as well. So I'm gonna have you close for me. And I'll just apply it right over the eyelid. And what's gonna happen is this is also great, especially if you're using eyeshadows of color or anything. This neutralizes any natural skin tones on the eyelid, which can often have reds and things just because of thin skin. And it might look like you're not applying your eyeshadows really well. Sometimes it's just because you didn't neutralize those natural surface tones. So a little bit of a concealer or an eye primer that has some coverage to it can do wonders for any type of artistry or glam look you're looking to create. Feeling really good. Got a nice soft base there. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly set this and then we're gonna move on. Okay, so now's the fun part, my favorite part. We're gonna be going into the eyeshadow. So we're gonna be using the Natasha Denona Glam eyeshadow palette, one of my personal favorites. And the reason is, I love that it's neutrals, but I love that it's cool base neutrals. So there's a lot of those like cool grays. It's got a really cool 90s feel to it, which I absolutely adore and love. It feels so fresh and exciting. And I think on Tyler's skin tone, this is gonna look amazing. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna start by using a matte shade, but trust me, stick through this because when we get to the glitters, Natasha is known for the glitters. You're gonna love this. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. It's like a medium tone gray. Actually, it's called Crease, and that's exactly where I'm using it. I'm using a fluffier brush because I want this really softly applied just to build out in the outer corner and through the crease a little bit of dimension. I am using the number 27 Pro brush, and this is a classic blending brush. And even though this color in the palette looks rather dark, it's actually a soft gray, which is really nice. And again, because this is gonna be a smoky eye, what I want from this is really soft lines. I don't want anything harsh or hard when it comes to the shadow application. Okay, so now we're gonna jump in. Now that I feel like we've got just a little bit of soft definition in the crease, we're gonna go into this shade, which is actually labeled the outer eyelid. I'm gonna use it over the whole eyelid. It's a really cool gunmetal gray with this silver glitter in it that makes it almost look wet, which is what I love about this color. So I'm gonna be applying this shade over the whole lid. So this is gonna be a very traditional smoky eye technique, which is there's a medium tone deep color over the whole eyelid, right up into the crease, from lash to crease. And what I love about the Natasha Denona eyeshadows is how beautiful they blend. They sort of blend themselves out. That's because they're so finely milled. It really doesn't require a lot of excess blending for it to just smoothly melt right into themselves. Get this gorgeous blend out. I'm gonna take that same fluffy brush that I used before, just blend those edges so that all of that sort of melts together and you get a really beautiful smoked out effect. So I'm gonna now go into this deeper matte gray, still using that small brush. And this is just to add some depth to the outer corner. Taking that same fluffy and just blending. So now I'm gonna go into this color here. It's called literally Inner Corner, and that's actually where we're gonna be using it. It's a very silver toned color, which I really like in these inner corners because it pops so beautifully. And that's one of the things I love about these shadow palettes from Natasha is the shades themselves just melt into each other. So they create like a flawless blend naturally. I'm gonna go up and use this shade here for the brow bone, just so it adds a little bit of variety in the undertone of the shimmers. But I definitely want some shimmer here in the brow bone. This is gonna really bring that area forward, which is why we like to have highlighters on the brow bone. Wow, really pretty. All right, so now we're gonna go below the eye in the lower lash line, which you absolutely have to do for a good smoky eye. And I'm gonna go right back to that first shade, that sort of gunmetal color. And with a good smoky eye, don't be scared to drop that color a little low. And a lot of times people get scared of that, but it actually makes the eye look bigger. Now, same thing above, the way we have the dark on the outer corner, we're gonna do that below as well. And this is really going to bring the top and the bottom of the lash line here together, creating that really uniform looking smoky eye. And finally, I wanna bring a little bit of that highlight under the eye there as well. So I'm gonna add that same inner corner color, bringing it underneath, so we add some more of that brightness in here. So the last thing I want to do is, since I'm going to be adding a little bit of a lash moment here, and I don't want to use liner per se, I'm going to take a liner brush, this is the number 22, and I'm going to go into that same dark matte shade, and I'm just going to run it on the upper lash line to add a little depth. So the same way I would use this if it was a liner, I'm just adding darkness to Tyler's lash line. And it's gonna be a soft, smoky darkness because it's an eyeshadow rather than an actual dark cream eyeliner. This is a nice way to get depth into a smoky eye at the lashes without it being over competitive with the rest of the smoky eye. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, now that I feel that the smoky eye itself with the shadows is looking really good and really fun on Tyler, is I want to get the lashes to have their moment. So I'm going to start with mascara because I want to see how much volume and drama I can build with just mascara alone, because I am still planning to add some false lashes. It's just, I want to see how much of a false lash I need. Do I need a full strip, or maybe I'm going to do a little trick, which you can stick around and see. But we're gonna start with Sephora collection, and this is the Big by Definition mascara, because that's exactly what I wanna do. I wanna make Tyler's lashes as big and dramatic as possible. And this is a great, really quick, volumizing, lengthening mascara that is instant payoff. Sephora collection always kills it when it comes to their mascaras. And for a lot of you out there who like smaller wands, this is a much smaller wand, which is preferable to me, and I know a lot of people really love that. Okay, so even though I absolutely love what the Sephora collection mascara did to the lashes, I still want to add some false lashes. So I'm going to be using the Lily Lashes Light Faux Mink Lashes, but I'm not going to use the whole strip. I'm going to show you a trick that I use all the time that I absolutely love, and that's basically cutting the lash in half, and it allows you to create two outer edge extenders. So as you can see, the lashes are shorter on the edges and then they're longer in the center. So if you cut this in the center, you in essence make two outer edge extenders, and I'll show you what I mean. So by cutting it in half, now I've got the short edge, which is gonna go towards the inner portion of the eye, and then the longer edge to come to the outside. It's gonna create a really beautiful lift, but it's not gonna look like a heavy eyelash. So I'm just applying the glue to the lash. You turn and just look down for me. And you apply this to the outer edge. And there you get a really nice lift, but it doesn't look overwhelming. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm applying glue to the edge of the lash, and look down for me. Perfect. Basically just plopping that right in there. Wow, so pretty. And when you're done, you have 2 others you can use. So it's like doubling your purchase power. Okay, so the final step for the eyes, I'm gonna apply the same mascara to the lower lashes. I wait to do this at the very end just in case there's any eye watering from the mascara on top or from the application of the false lashes. This way you just play it safe. Beautiful. Just a little bit adds just that touch to make that bottom lash add that little darkness. We really like that for these smoky eyes, but I love this. Okay, so now that we've got the eyes done and I'm really happy with them, we can jump back to the complexion and finish the rest of the look off. So I'm gonna move into a little shade and highlight, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Contour Duo. I'm gonna be using the Sephora Collection Pro Brush number 96, and this is basically a tapered multitasking blush brush, which I think is perfect for contours and highlights when you wanna do them really soft, which is what I wanna do. I'm gonna start on the Sculpt shade here, and basically I'm just gonna bring that through where I would sort of bronze slash sculpt. Because I don't want this to be a harsh look of shading because Tyler already has great bone structure. Turn you here. We're really just adding it in for a little added definition, a little more glam to go with that whole look. I'm gonna take a little bit of the bronze sculpt right over the nose too. Now, the reason I like this for both, as you can see, I used one side for the contour. The other side is completely clean still. So now that's gonna work great for my highlight. And then I don't mix up the 2 powders. I always like a multitasking brush for that. Now this I'm gonna do more under the eye and the upper portion of the cheekbone. And it's just to add a little bit of reflectivity. Really gets that nice glow looking there. Love this. It's giving really beautiful, radiant looking, softly sculpted skin, which is exactly what I wanted for this look. Okay, so the final thing for complexion is some blush, must do. So this is from NARS, and this is the blush in the shade Deep Throat, which is a really classic shade. I have loved this for years. It's been around for so long, and it's a perfect mix of like a warm and a pinky and a mauvey. It's like everything you want in a blush in one. So I'm gonna use a larger fluffy brush. This is the Pro Powder Brush number 59. Technically this is a powder brush, but I want this to be really soft. So by using a big fluffy brush, it creates more of a watercolor application. And I'm doing this on the high point of the cheek, and then I'm slowly bringing it in and then up. And it really just adds such a beautiful color to the skin and the complexion overall. I like to take a blush a little bit over the nose, cheek, and forehead. Even if it's not a lot, if it's just what's left on the brush, it just kind of brings the complexion together, makes it look really nice and natural. Oh, this looks so beautiful. Wow. Okay, and no full glam look would be complete without a lip application, of course. So I'm gonna be using the Makeup by Mario Liquid Lip Suede. And this is a fantastic suede looking liquid lipstick. So it has that really beautiful, soft, velvety matte texture to it, which not only feels great, but it looks beautiful throughout the day. And I'm gonna apply this using a brush. Obviously you can use the doe foot applicator. I'm just more comfortable using a brush. So I'm gonna be using the Sephora Collection Pro Lip Brush number 85. And this just applies so smoothly. It's such a beautiful shade. A really great shade if you're looking for something that's gonna naturally enhance your own lip color. This kind of formula is really nice, whether you want a full pigment, really sharp, clean line, or if you want that really trending, soft, fuzzed out, sort of blended, blushed lip. This is a perfect formula to do that with. I'm going for something in between the two. Nothing too harsh, but still enough pigment that it really makes a statement. Just take your time when applying so you get that perfect application once, and then you're good to go. All right, so that is it, the final step for this full glam look. All right, Tyler, you ready to see it? All right, take a look and tell me what you think.
I look hot.
You do, 100%.
This doesn't even look like me.
It's you enhanced and glammed. It's you glammed out. This is so good. Honestly, these lashes on you are killer. They look so good. I absolutely love it. I hope you all enjoyed this as well. And as you can see, getting glam can be really easy. It doesn't take a lot. Just a few thoughtful moments during your makeup process can make all the difference. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you get new videos like this from us every single week. Let me know in the comment section below how much you loved this and if you'd love to see more videos like this from us. And until next time, take a moment for yourself, glam up, and go out and see the world. Take care, everyone. Bye.